Hello everyone! And some time ago, Boom and Steak cooked just an enormous interview for us where they discussed, well, basically everything related to the Skibidi toilet at this point. And after that interview, I've already made one video about what might happen between the Alliance and Titan TV Man in the next part of episode 79, but that was literally only a small part of new discoveries that came to me after all of those questions that Boom answered. So in this video, I'll tell you about even more new stuff which will happen in the next Skibidi Toilet episodes very soon, and explain to you what Boom basically confirmed but just refused to elaborate on yet. What are exact relationships between Astro, Duchess, and Gman? And what will they turn into once Gman shows up on the battlefield in order to save Titan TV Man from infection? Who officially comes back in the second part of the episode, and why it is not who you actually expect it to be? What is this a new race Boom promised to us to appear in the series? Or someone who already existed for a very long time, but just didn't want to reveal themselves until now? Now get your tea and snacks ready, prepare to watch this video to the end, and let's go. And be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done this already, and now let's continue. So let's start with the hottest topic yet. And of course it's Jimmy, who is massively expected to show up in the next part of episode 79 and save Titan TV Man from Astro's grip, which was just as planned by the Alliance for a really long time ago. And why it was all planned and everything that happened around the cameraman's base was basically a trap for Astro, Duchess, and her minions. I already explained in detail in my last theory video, so I'm not going to repeat the same stuff in here. And instead, let's continue the talk about Titan Gman in specifics and what will happen once after he shows up on the battlefield, in addition to some other big guns that may arrive in there. So first of all, one of the questions that Steak asked to Boom some time ago was, what is Gman's full potential? To which Boom stated that Jimmy's full potential hasn't even been displayed as intended yet, and lots of his true powers are still being kept in secret. And something actually tells me that we will see this full potential or something very close to it once Gman goes to the surface next to the cameraman's base and does the sickest thing he's ever done in this series. And obviously I expect this new sick thing he's about to do to be directly connected with Watchmen of Doom's revival. So Gman will definitely be geared up with tools that will allow him to cure Titan TV Man of his Astro control, as well as something really epic to fight the other Astro toilets with in the meantime. But here's the thing though, Boom didn't just say that Jimmy's full potential hasn't been shown yet. I think he emphasized that Gman was chosen as an ally by TV Man scientist for a much deeper reason than simply being a powerhouse on the battlefield. And that's exactly why I think his next appearance will be definitive for the plot, or for the fate of Titan TV Man precisely. Because remember, unlike the trio of Titans who have always been seen as energy and strategy carriers, Gman is still some kind of anomaly the Alliance's forces even after this whole Skibidi union. He's not a regular soldier, he's more like a very unpredictable creature that can help the Alliance a lot in their plans. But trust me, Jimmy is a wild character for real, and he surely has his own plans and hidden ideas as well. So on the one hand, I really expect him to assist the Alliance in the next part of the episode and help them with their plan to get Titan TV Man back on their side. But on the other hand, Gman might still pull off something really unexpected, although what you might ask. I don't know for sure myself, but one thing is pretty clear regarding this guy in my opinion, and it's that he definitely carries his own worries and he might materialize some of his own plans while being on that battlefield. Okay, but his most important role would be revolving around Watchmen of Doom's core screwer, and the need to free him off that thing, but how exactly can he do that? Well, I think that in order to pull that off, Jimmy's return will probably be accompanied by some kind of experimental tech. Maybe a prototype built from stolen Astro schematics mixed with anti-Astro algorithms developed by the Alliance's scientists themselves before Jimmy even revealed himself as an ally to the rest of the Alliance. So imagine this. Gman drops onto the base surroundings with a new kind of gauntlet, or a pulse emitter that scrambles Astro signals while effectively weakening their control over infected soldiers like Titan TV Man, whose speech is controlled by the said Astro toilets even, which Boom also confirmed in his interview. That alone would be pretty damn legendary. And that would allow Titan TV Man to gather at least some bits of control, maybe not over his body, but over his mind, which as a whole would make the whole revival process go much easier for Jimmy and for the Titan himself. And Jimmy might use some of the stolen Astro technologies in order to, I don't know, reprogram the core screwer Titan TV Man was under control of somehow. because we already know that Gman used to be infected with the very same thing before. And as he managed to free himself from it somehow, he'll surely manage to do that again with our poor TV Titan. Okay, but surely Gman won't be able to both revive the Titan as well as survive all the attacks coming from Astro Duchess and her crew just on his own. There surely must be some kinds of reinforcements coming his way. And either it's going to be Astro Juggernaut who'd already switched sides, and of course I wouldn't be surprised if this is also when we see the return of the upgraded Titan Speakerman, together with his armada that rocked the entire episode 78. And don't you guys also forget about that one moment during the interview with Steak, when Boom basically confirmed that Gman's secret weapon is ready at this point, and it's both a person and a weapon. And I would also say that there is a really high possibility that we might see this weapon in the second part of episode 79 already. Okay, but surely that's not all. Do you guys remember this bizarre moment during the interview where Boom basically confessed that he really planned on introducing the new race in his series? Which was unexpected to me as hell, given for how long Boom tried to deny this new race suggestions and laugh it all off. But does that mean that we were right all along, though? So who is this new race going to be? And could it be that this new race or some of its representatives might turn out to be this actual weapon or unknown allies of Jimmy? Because once again, let's not forget about the female shapeshifter in a form of a chair who was watching everything happening inside of the cameraman's base prior to Astro Duchess's attack. This detail could add to the general picture as well, and it might also hint at someone who might help Jimmy in his mission to revive Watchman of Doom. But aside from the new race speculations, there is also another really important topic I'd like to talk to you about here, and it's the relations between Gman and Astro Duchess. Yeah, guys, I know. It is already a pretty long-to-exist topic, which basically spawned inside of the ISOTOILET fans' discussions right in the moment when Astro Duchess appeared on our screens for the very first time. So what I'm talking about is the ongoing rumor how Astro Duchess might, in fact, turn out to be Gman's daughter. And oh boy, that can push the plot to certain limits. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat everything that was probably already said before me regarding that speculation, but instead, let's focus on how it could actually push the plot further in the next episode if this theory will actually turn out to be true. So, what do we know at this point? Both Gman and Astro Duchess were probably conquered and controlled by Astro invaders back when they were representatives of their own native species on some other planet, different from Earth. Based on certain Astro Duchess's reactions from episodes 76 and 79 as well, she had been undergoing the very same process Titan TV Man is affected with now. She was also enslaved by Astro Toilets. Then her will was slowly suppressed and forced out of her with Core Screwer, after which she lost all of her humane qualities and got turned into mindlessly cruel and horrible machine of destruction, just like those who also made her suffer this awful date. And right now, Astro Duchess is in charge of doing the very same thing towards Titan TV Man, as well as many other people of Earth. What's even more interesting, though, is that she indeed might have been a child of Gman. And who is Gman, once again? A conquered person who was also turned into the Astro Toilet, who was controlled by the very same Core Screwer and destroyed a lot of planets and species as Astro Commander. But later he managed to get rid of that device, steal lots of Astro Toilet's knowledge and devices, and turn against the invaders that made him his slave. Okay, so if Astro Duchess actually is his daughter, then how their reunion on the battlefield may look like. Well, if that turns out to be the case, then we're talking about something big, y'all. Because for some reason still unknown to us, Astro Duchess didn't succeed in freeing herself from Astro control. And Jimmy had to leave her on her own while also putting the faction she's still a part of to his enemy's side. So this is going to be not only a meeting between two enemies, but also an encounter of an unlucky father who broke free and a daughter who never got the same chance. Sounds promising, huh? Let's imagine how this could play out on screen. The battlefield is already collapsing into chaos. Titan TV Man is doing his thing, but Gman arrives just in time, saving the Alliance's agents in front of him as well as scattering Astro forces with some new piece of tech. More reinforcements arrive to join the battle, meaning the Speakerman's armada possibly, as well as the new cameramen and TV men agents and mini-titans. And while everyone start regrouping and fighting, Gman locks eyes with Astro Duchess, and then what? It's possible that at first, she doesn't even recognize him. Maybe it's due to the upgrades he might get, I don't know. Her mind is clouded by the Astro protocol, and all she sees is a threat first of all. She charges at him with that insane, borderline psychotic fury she's known for, but Gman doesn't retaliate. Not yet. He doesn't lift a weapon. Instead, he activates a projection, maybe a memory log like an old hologram of her before she was turned, maybe even an image of her as a child before the Astro conversion. And in that moment, the scene becomes quite emotional. You know that Boom can make this sort of things really well. We see that Gman, even in all his stoicism and strength, still carries the weight of trauma and sadness due to everything that happened to his kid whom he failed to save in time. And now he's standing in front of what his daughter has become, a terrible weaponized shell of her former self. This might easily be an ultimate test for him, as he'll be put in the position of not damaging her, even though Duchess will surely try to do everything to hurt him. And that's where we will learn of everything. It turns out that the ultimate Jimmy's goal was not just to help the Alliance and free Titan TV man of Astro's grab alone, but 2 Titans actually. And the second target was his own very daughter all along, who is also under Astro's control. So he might try the same reviving thing not just with TV Titan, but with Astro Duchess as well. But will it actually be manageable? Because once again, Duchess's mind is already broken, and she's already turned into a horrible soldier herself. So what if Gman fails, and instead he'll have to make a terrible choice, to either put her down with his own hands, or attempt some kind of override on her anyway with one of the memory restoration tools he stole from Astrotech. It's risky, and it might not work, but he still might try it anyway to save his daughter. And hell yeah, what if it actually would work? And we'll see a flicker in her eyes that might start glitching just for a second, which would prove that something humane in her is still there inside that can be saved. And if Astro Duchess would actually manage to break free, then oh boy, it would be actually huge for the Alliance. She knows all the secrets of ISOTOILETs at this point. All of their weaknesses and their backup plans. Their hidden units and the location of their base. She could become the biggest defector in the entire series. The only one capable of helping Gman destroy the Astro infection from the inside out. But at the same time, there's the terrifying possibility that it's too late already, and she's too far gone. And that would break Gman more than anything else. But just if, Gman's plan will actually succeed, he will get his ultimate secret weapon, and it will turn out to be not Astro Juggernaut or Titan TV Man, but his own very daughter. And oh boy, that would actually be just insane. At this point, this theory isn't just wild fan speculation, but something that is more than possible to happen. It would really be one of those huge, epic moments Boom was talking about, so I'm really looking forward to what might happen in the second part of episode 79. Okay, and this was all I had for you guys today. Write in the comments what you personally think about what I just told you. And be sure to also subscribe to my channel not to miss my new videos to keep yourselves updated while you are waiting for the second part of episode 79 to get released. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!